This week I try to take a bright green bus, but instead get a bus with a little bit of green on it. So come along as I take Flixbus's new Australian service from Sydney to Melbourne.
Well, good morning from Central Station. It's bright, it's early, and I'm going to get on a Flixbus. Or so I thought. Any minute, I should have been waiting for a bright green bus to come around the corner there, but I just got a text message to say they've replaced it with a generic bus from some other brand. So it's a bit of a shame, but I've done this trip many times, so I really wanted to check out Flixbus. I've also ridden Flixbus a few times. I've gone from Lisbon to Madrid on Flixbus, so I feel like I'm qualified to review this, but I'm on a random bus to Melbourne, and this one runs through the day, unlike the other overnight buses, so it'll still be different. Let's see what Flixbus that's not a Flixbus is like.
Flixbus leaves from the top of Central Station's Grand Concourse forecourt. Just look for the little green Flixbus sign.
The 7:45 Melbourne service is probably going to be about 15-20 minutes late. Just caught in traffic coming in.
Just as he said that, the bus arrived. And it seems there is a little bit of green with a mention of Flixbus on it. So that's something, I guess.
Good morning.
Hey,
how are you?
Good.
Sorry. Josh, you're in 7B78?
Yep.
Where are you travelling to?
Melbourne.
Melbourne as well?
I don't need any.
Oh, you don't know? Yep, no worries.
Your backpack should fit up the top anyway.
Alright, cool, thanks.
So here we are on board our non-Flixbus Flixbus. It comes with a standard coach seat and standard coach legroom, footrest and seat pocket. There's also a power outlet underneath, which is always a win. Now I did see this exact same bus at Central a few weeks ago, a few weeks after I filmed this, so it seems like this temporary bus isn't so temporary.
We're on the road to this service to take us via the domestic and the international airport to Canberra, then through to Albury and eventually finishing in Melbourne. My name is Kelvin, I'll be your driver to Canberra, and the gentleman that scanned you in, he is Robert. He will be taking you on from Canberra to Albury, and there'll be a driver change in Albury. There is Wi-Fi on the bus. If there's any issues, please let us know. There is a working toilet in the back of the bus, so if you do have the need, please feel free to utilise it. Okay?
We're on our way to Melbourne. First stop, Sydney Airport, which is interesting. I think it's a connection to Canberra, so you can fly into Sydney and then get the bus to Canberra. It's probably quicker than connecting. It's not a Flixbus, not a bright green bus, but it does have the symbol at the side saying in cooperation with Flixbus. So it's kind of a Flixbus. Seats I don't think you can recline. They feel comfortable enough. We'll see after 12 hours. But our next stop is Sydney Airport, followed by Sydney International, followed by Canberra.
Now I am interested to see how many people get on at the airport, and if it's actually a lot more convenient. This isn't the only service from Sydney to Canberra via the airport. In fact, there's about one an hour from when the airport opens right up until curfew. There are 2 stops at the airport, with the first one being domestic, but some passengers do get on. Then it's a quick hop around to the other side, to the international terminal. There were a lot more people getting on here, and I also discovered this nice little vent under the seat, where you can lose things forever, so just be careful not to drop anything. Alright, so it took the best part of an hour to get through this airport. Quite a lot of people get onto the airport. So I think that predominantly most of the passengers are probably connecting from Sydney Airport to Canberra. Don't know why you would go from Sydney Airport to Melbourne, but maybe some of them are. I'm assuming they're going to Canberra. Makes sense because, especially international, you get off, have to go over to the domestic terminal, wait for your plane before heading to Canberra, or you can go straight out the front and get a bus and be in Canberra in a couple of hours. So the speed limit along here is 110. The bus can only do 100. That's the legal limit of the bus. First impressions, like I said, it's not the green bus, but it looks new. It's quite nice. The staff are nice. One big difference is someone came out, and I don't know who, to tell us that the bus was running 15 minutes late. So there was someone on the ground before the bus came to kind of keep us updated, which I don't think Firefly or Greyhound had. Also, you might notice this is a day trip, so all the other buses, as far as I can see, run overnight. So I can actually look out the window and sit back and relax and see the countryside. I think there's just one stop, Canberra and then Melbourne. But also, we changed drivers a couple of times. So there's two drivers on this bus at the front, and they swap at Canberra, and then they change drivers again at Albury. It feels a little bit safer having three drivers than one. Next stop, Canberra. Now this was filmed the first week of operation, so I'm not sure if the guy at the station was just there to get things started. And it's also possible some of the drivers are in fact being trained. If you've taken this service lately, let me know if it's changed, or it's still the same. Also, I did forget to mention before, there is a light and a vent above the seat. It turns out though, the vent isn't needed, as there is an open vent at the side, just to make sure the sub-zero temperatures get through. The second driver also came and helped me find the recline. It's a little strap near the seatbelt latch. This will make my journey a lot better. The first part of this trip is fairly cruisy. It is only 3.5 hours to Canberra. Our stop at Canberra is at the Canberra Jolimont Tourist Centre, where we're greeted by a nice burst of bright green through the window as we arrive.
Time for us to start loading again will be 20 past 12. Okay?
Alright, so we're in Canberra at the Jolimont Tourist Centre. I think there's a bus stop section here. There's a little cafe and a little thing. There's a green Flixbus here. It's a bit of a shame that that's not the bus I'm on, because that's what I wanted to try out, but we got to see one. I'll just have to do another trip again, but I'll grab something to eat here for a little bit, and it looks like there's a lot of people getting on, so already 1 week in, they're quite busy.
It's just a quick break here, but enough to not feel rushed. One thing I also noticed is that the green Flixbus is in fact the same brand and model as this one. I don't know if the interior is any different though.
Those who just joined us, welcome aboard. Welcome to Flix. My name is Kelvin and I drove from Sydney down here. I've now been replaced by the other driver, Robert.
Alright, we're now on the Hume Highway. Next stop, Albury, in a few hours.
So we got given half an hour back there. Yeah, there's not much to eat, but that's still better than nothing. I like traveling in the day. We went through some little small towns and the bus was full also, fully booked. You can see my seat next to me actually doesn't have anyone with it in it. It's because I paid an extra fee for the seat next to me to be free. So I think it cost me, I don't know how the deals worked. That's the first week that they're doing this. They said $10 fares, I didn't find that. That's dynamic pricing, so I paid $54 plus to book the seat that you want. There's another $1 something. And then I paid like an extra $33 I think for the seat next to me to be free. So I think I paid like $92 for my seat and the one next to me. And you get 2 bags, 20 kilos in that. It's definitely the best way to head to Melbourne, especially if you've got luggage. Or cheapest, I should say, not best. So 3 hours to Albury.
Today's journey takes 950 kilometres from Sydney Central Station to Melbourne Southern Cross via Canberra. It's scheduled to take exactly 12 hours. I booked my ticket through flixbus.com.au, but it is worth noting that while I paid $92 for my 2 seats today, I have seen some seats as high as $175. It is dynamic pricing, so prices go up along with demand. Apart from the airport in Canberra, the only other stop on the way is Albury railway station, which we happen to be pulling into now.
So we're at Albury. We've got 10 minutes. There's a bus full of people, and the women's toilets has a big line because there's only a few cubicles. So I don't know, maybe they'll wait for people, but we're an hour late as well. Anyway, 10 minutes back on the bus for the last little stretch to Melbourne.
Albury station is kind of cute. It's also the start of the V-Line service to Melbourne. We are just across the river from Victoria after all. It's a quick break here, and there's no food on offer except for vending machines, which does mean it's a long time between lunch and dinner. Once out of Albury, we cross the Murray River and head into Victoria, which is a good segue into checking out the very stylish toilet. This seems way too fancy for a coach. It's sensor operated, although a little finicky.
This is quite a nice bathroom compared to the Greyhound one. It's still wobbly. Shouldn't stand up in here. Nice and clean and plenty of room.
As we make the home stretch into Melbourne and the sun starts to fade, it seems like a good time to sum up the journey. I did enjoy Flixbus. I think having someone at the start inform us of the delays, and a second driver being able to come through and help with things like reclining the seat, make a huge difference. And I do hope those things are there to stay. Travelling in the day also made this a much more enjoyable bus ride than the others. And while it wasn't exactly the green bus, it is a brand new bus of the exact same model, operated by Flixbus, so I don't think they lose points for that. All in all, I would take them again for sure.
So there we have it, we're at Southern Cross Station. Made it all the way
an hour late. I'm going to consider that the Flixbus. The bus is different, but the service is the same. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'll see you in a little bit. And on that note, it turns out I was too hungry and forgot to do the outro until I got back to my hotel. Alright, I'm checked in my yellow hotel. It's an Ibis Styles. I think they're doing it up. They're in the middle of a renovation, so. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please remember to like and subscribe. It means a lot. Thanks for watching. Ooh, look at that subscribe button there. Don't you just want to go and click it? Yeah, you know you do. And once you're done with that, why not check out one of these videos?